Okay, so I think we can begin. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for today's info session. My name is Benjamin Magama, and I am the project officer for the horticulture business platform. Today's session is basically to give you an idea or a clear understanding of why the HBP exists, what it's been doing so far, what's its core mandate, what are some of the activities that we run, and then how can you benefit as a member of the HBP. I'm just going to go over a few housekeeping rules, and then we can jump right into the session. So your microphones and your cameras have been turned off. It's on purpose, just so we can have a smooth session without any disruptions. The chat box is always open for questions and comments. After the presentation, your microphones will be enabled so that if you have any questions, you can ask and then they will be answered. All right, thank you once again. So we can start the presentation. So for our presentation overview, we are going to be looking at the background and the formation of the HBP. We are going to understand how it was formed and then the foundation of how everything began. We'll be looking at HBP's objectives and what its mandate. We'll be looking at some of the activities that we've implemented. We'll be looking at our membership process and how we engage our members. We'll then jump into some of our achievements and our impacts, and then we can look at the way forward, right? Okay, so to understand why HBP exists, it's important for us to look at what was happening in the sector before, and then some of the major challenges that we are all familiar with. So Ghana's horticulture sector faces significant fragmentations. There are lots of things going on in the sector, but each and everyone is doing their own thing in their own corner. There's a limited coordination among diverse actors that hinders collective progress. So as I was saying, everybody is doing their own thing, but we do not have joint efforts. These are all factors that we are all familiar with. And then the major challenge that we also face in the sector is weak market access, financial mechanism, access to finance, and then systematic challenges that we're all familiar with. And so over the past years, we've had initiatives like Ghana Veg and HortiFresh, who have been convening platform meetings for the sector. But in 2022, the HortiFresh project ended, which I'm sure most of you had your own experiences with HortiFresh. And so after it ended, those platform meetings ended. And at the same time, the horticulture sector still faced the challenge of a coordination, system. And so there were still fragmented voices, there were limited policymakers. And then there was a need for a platform that would bring all of these sector players together again after the HortiFresh project had ended. So we are going to look at the processes or how the idea for the HBP was actually conceived. So as I was saying, HortiFresh was running and convening platform meetings, right? And then when it ended, the Netherlands Embassy at the same time was running a private sector development program with the aim of supporting the business climate here in Ghana. And the Netherlands Embassy wanted that platform to be reinstated. And so through the GNBCC, which you'll be hearing more of, GNBCC is the Dutch Chamber of Commerce here in Ghana. It's a membership organization, and it was through GNBCC that the HBP was birthed. So GNBCC had a mandate to entrust the facilitation of the continuity of a platform after HortiFresh had ended. And the idea was that the formation of the HBP will be a collective one. So the sector is going to inform how a new platform would be driven. So the strategy was developed, and the strategy involved an extensive, engagement with sector players who had experienced what HortiFresh and Ghana Veg were doing to understand why the platform worked, what were the challenges of the HortiFresh experience, and how can they bring new ideas to make one that is sustainable, even post-funding. right? And so the consultation involved 25 key stakeholders across the horticulture value chain. There were private companies, there were government companies, there were also Dutch companies involved. And mind you, all of these companies or institutions had experienced Ghana Veg and then HortiFresh. So when the interview data was collected, some of the key things that stood out was that there was a very high demand for a platform like the HBP, right? So members were looking for, a platform that would reconvene and bring everybody on board again. Another key issue that stood out was that members were willing to develop a payment system or a membership system, and then they were willing to pay for it. And then the insights also drove the ideas into what privacy areas this new platform should focus on, all of which we'll be getting into shortly. And so when the stakeholders were, interviewed, they also thought that it would be good to have a governing body for the HBP. Now, this governing body should be companies in the private space who have also experienced what HortiFresh and Ghana Veg have done, so that they can provide, the idea and then strategic support for HBP sustainability. So the core team formation involved some of these companies that you're all aware of. We had Eden Tree, Holland Green Tech, AB Farm Ventures, Ebuke Cuisine, East West Seed, African Tiger, and Green Label. Now, this is a dedicated core team that was, put together voluntarily. Some of them opted to be on board to help drive how the platform moves forward. And so they are actors from various segments of the horticulture value chain. So you have producers on there, you have input dealers, you have certification, you have those with the technical expertise, value addition, all of who come together so that there's a credible governance for the HBP. So they also offer activity oversight. They ensure that every activity that the platform executes is in the interest of the members. And in addition to the core team, there's the secretariat that runs HBP activities for the members. Now, the secretariat is provided by GNBCC. So as I mentioned before, GNBCC was the channel through which the HBP was brought forth. So after the formation of the core team together with the secretariat then went on to a journey, which I would call the sensitization workshop, with the idea of buying interest from individuals like you, companies like you, who are also in the sector. So the whole idea was to validate the concept. So we formed the idea of the HBP strategically, but what do the members want the platform to do, right? So the workshops were undertaken in 4 major regions. You had Greater Accra, Kumasi, Ho, and then Tamale. We wanted to gather inputs from stakeholders, and so that the platform can have a refined structure and to determine the kind of value that we'll be offering to members. And so all of these stakeholder engagements or sensitization workshops brought fresh perspective. So your buy-in came in that this is what we want the platform to do. This is what we want its mission to be, its vision to be. These are the kind of activities that we want HBP as a platform to run. So it was based off of this that HBP's mission and vision was formulated. So the mission of HBP is that it is dedicated to advancing the interest of Ghana's horticulture sector through a comprehensive member support. We are to provide strategic advocacy, market intelligence, and to facilitate public and private dialogues, right? So our integrated approach is to target training programs to you, capacity building, enhance your capacity, give you access to finance, access to markets, and then all the stakeholder tools that you would need to thrive in the sector. HBP has to assist in providing that to you. And our vision in the long term is that HBP will become a platform that represents all actors along the horticulture value chain in Ghana, so that we can have the capacity to even influence policy in the long run. So most importantly, we focused on practical support capacity building, and then access to opportunities that will help companies or individuals grow in the horticulture sector. So based off of this, for the formation of the HBP, this is a summary so that everyone can follow. So there was HortiFresh and Ghana Veg, it closed. And then there was the need for sector convenings again, for the sector to come together. And so interviews were conducted to get what members were looking for. There was the formation of the HBP core team as the governing body, the companies that are already stated. And then there was sensitization workshops across the 4 regions that I mentioned to obtain member buy-in so that stakeholders can also give their ideas or their input as to how the platform should run. I'm sure the sensitization workshop, some of you who participated in it are on this call, so you can attest to that fact. And then HBP began implementation of its activities based off of the inputs that you gathered as to how members wanted HBP to run. HBP is member-driven. What you request is what the platform should provide for you. So HBP sets out to implement its objectives. And the objectives were that the whole idea is to drive growth and collaboration in the sector. And so we are aimed at promoting member interests. That's very key. We have to facilitate collaboration within the sector because that's a very important factor as well, so that we can all have a uniform or a unified voice. We need to make the sector very competitive so that we can access certain premium markets. We need to strengthen Ghana and international linkages. That's where exports comes in. Exports of materials or technical knowledge is very important. HBP has to support public and private dialogue. So we need to convene and have meetings between the private sector and then the public sector on how we can collaborate. And last but not least, we need to improve market access and then access to finance. It's one of the objectives of the HBP. So from the interviews that you now have the background, 3 of the objectives stood out very clearly. First one was networking. Members wanted us to create regular opportunities for businesses to connect and then collaborate. Second that stood out was information sharing. So members or stakeholders needed a platform that would regularly share updates on new policies, private dialogue, opportunities that are in the sector. And then the last thing that stood out was the private and public dialogue, where we can have certain conversations. And as a unified voice, we can put our petitions before those who matter. So from here, we are going to look at an overview of some of the activities that we've implemented as a platform under these specific objectives that we have just gone through. Now, so in terms of capacity building, we have been empowering our members with knowledge and skills for sustainable practices. We'll go into detail in further slides. Market access and trade. We've been connecting producers to markets through some of our programs, like the Farm to Markets program, which again, you would hear more of. For sector coordination and visibility, we believe that enhancing collaboration and then raising awareness of the members in the sector in a way also promotes how our members or the horticulture sector is seen in Ghana and internationally as well. And then for policy engagements, we advocate for policies that supports the growth and then the sustainability of our industry. So in terms of capacity building and SME support, we have we have organized a lot of training sessions. I'm sure most of you on this call today will be looking forward to some of our training sessions. We have trainings, or we've organized trainings in agronomy and standard training, TOT and step-down trainings on best agronomic practices, record keeping, farming as a business. We've also supported our members with obtaining certification, which is also a very important factor because HBP, as I stated, one of our objectives is to formalize the sector so that we can access certain premium markets. So certification is one of the tools that you would need to access certain markets. and without it, it will be difficult to even think of exploring those markets. So we also understand that need, and in our own way, we are able to help our members to achieve those certification. In coming days, we will be opening slots for FDA license registration, so companies who are interested and also tap in and benefit. But these are all benefits that go to members of the HBP. All right, so farming as a business workshop, as I mentioned, is one of the areas that we are focused on, and then hands-on learning experience. So some who are also interested in starting something in the horticulture space, but do not know where to start. HBP organizes trainings. We have a network of very high tech or skilled agronomists, technical partners who will collaborate to bring you these kind of trainings so that you can have something, tangible at the end of the day. So this targets some of the trainings that we have run in a nutshell. And for market access, which is also one of the objectives that we are seeking to push, or the agenda that we are seeking to push as a platform, is to provide market avenues for our members, right? So our members need to access local markets and international ones. So some of the programs that we've run in the past, and then in recent times, is the mini fruits and vegetable fairs. Most of you are familiar with our fairs. We've organized fairs in Sunyani, Ho, and some other regions. We've also organized a major Ghana Fruits and Vegetable Fair, which again, some are familiar with. The idea of these fairs is to have a market platform where you can bring your fresh produce, your value-added produce, and have a wide audience coming in to sell. And then you also get visibility for your business at the end of the day. There are initiatives that the nation also channels. That is the Farmers' Day. We are also able to support our members to exhibit at the Farmers' Day and other national events, B2B matchmaking sessions. So we also leverage on GNBCC, which is a bigger organization, the Chamber of the Netherlands Embassy here in Ghana, where we leverage on their network to also push HBP members in there. So the just ended Dutch Horti Expo is an example where we provided a networking platform for some HBP members to also meet investors, to meet businesses, so that they can share ideas and then develop strategies moving forward. Again, in terms of market access, we have helped some HBP members to also take part in the Dutch Export Academy, which is also an initiative by GNBCC, where you are able to send your produce from Ghana into the Netherlands market to see how the reception is. And then if there's any form of feedback, you get it, you improvise or you revise your product, and then you sell it again for export, right? For the objective of sector coordination and policy engagement, we have also held roundtable discussions where we brought together key stakeholders or key actors in the horticulture space to discuss pressing issues, and then to also propose solutions that we believe will be viable for the horticulture space. We've had engagements with MOFA, HDA, and other partners so that we can build a strong relationship between the private sector and then the public sector. So these are some of the initiatives that we've run in partnership with IDH, which I'll be speaking more of. IDH is the Sustainable Trade Initiative. They focus on supply chains and on markets, basically. So they are one of our partners, and we put together market convenience, homogeneous and both heterogeneous, with the idea of bringing public sector together with the private sector so that we can share ideas, air our grievances, and see how we can address some of the bottlenecks in the horticultural space. Right. So from here, we're just going to take a look at some of our achievements since the platform was set up, and then some of the results, and also some of the things that are in progress. So now, if we talk of the HBP, you know that there's a national platform that has been established. So the platform is active, and then we are driving sector-wide collaboration. So like I mentioned, the initiatives like Ghana Veg and Hortifresh, which have ended in the past, now the HBP exists to bring all sector players together. So that is one key factor. And there's a strong private sector leadership. HBP, the core team, is led by industry experts. So they ensure that our initiatives that we put out there, that the members have willingly asked for, make an impact. So that's a very strong selling point as well. We have improved visibility for most of our SMEs in our membership base. We can attest to the fact. We've done member profiling initiatives. Through some of our fairs, we've been able to interview our members who now have profile videos to sell themselves to the general public, both locally and internationally. We have a growing member participation. Just last year, we had over 350 subscribers in the fruit and vegetable sector alone on the platform. Paid membership is also increasing rapidly. And then formalization of the sector, where I mentioned that we are helping our SMEs to obtain certification so that they can adhere to industry standards and also access premium markets between Ghana and then outside of Ghana. And then for market access, we have improved market access through our initiative. One which I'll be talking about is the Farm to Market Initiative. And the Farm to Market Initiative is an idea that, or a pilot program that we run to basically facilitate market exchange between producers and off-takers. And so we were, through the program, able to support some farmers or some producers with toolkits for irrigation. We're also able to provide them with technical support through our partners, Holland Green Tech, where they were able to reach off-take agreements with an off-taker. You agree at a certain price, you sign a contract that if I produce habaneros, you are the one going to off-take for me. So that channel is already established. So once the produce were ready, off-takers were able to get it off, and then producers were able to receive their money. This is an initiative that is targeted at, cutting off or trying to reduce that uncertainty in the market. Because a major problem is that some people produce and then there's no reliable market. So the initiative was targeted to solve or bring down such occurrences. So I'm going to now dive into the HBP membership. I'm sure most of you will now be wondering what it's all about and then how you can hop onto the platform and then benefit from some of its initiatives. So who can join? Now the HBP is open to all actors across the horticulture value chain, just as its name suggests, horticulture business platform. And so if you're a farmer, if you're a producer, if you're an exporter, if you're an input provider, you're a processor, aggregator, financial institution, any way that you are acting to help the entire value chain, you're welcome on board the HBP. In terms of membership structure, we have now one fixed price, I should call it, which is 1,000 Ghana cedis for the entire year, where members pay to have access to all the benefits, including the certification support, FDA Global Gap HACCP, where you do not commit financially, but what we need is the proven business need, and then we can support you in that regard. So I'll be going into the value proposition, but just a fair idea as to how much the membership entails. There is also a subscriber option because some of you may also be wanting to test the waters. And so you would want to know how it is first before you commit to paying. So the option is also available. We would inform you about our programs, our fairs, our certification, our market access initiatives, matchmaking. And then when you see the value in it, and you can personally decide to commit funds to the membership. The membership fee is basically to help sustain the platform, so that even after funding by donor organizations, we know we still have a platform that we members self-sustain. Then for member value proposition, we seek that would help members grow and be more competitive. So market access and visibility is something you are assured of. HBP is a platform that brings all of us together. And so we have a unified voice, we have a collective voice. Individually, when we air our grievances to those that matter, it's difficult, but together we have a strong foundation. And so if we have issues in the sector, we are able to collectively push the agenda out there. And this is something you can only get if you are part of the membership. Knowledge and opportunities, latest developments in the sector, new opportunities, access to finance, access to input. This is the platform that gives you first-hand information about what's going on in the sector. Collaboration network is something that you are assured of. Capacity building in terms of trainings, in terms of new knowledge, new expertise. We are there to provide this value to you. And for certification support, which I have spoken about extensively, we are able to provide our members support to, get certified. So FDA, Green Label, Global Gap HACCP, whatever your need is, if we're able to assess that you truly need the certificates to boost your business, then we come in to support, just as we've been doing for our members. Right. So I'd also want to take a few minutes to share with you some of the initiatives that are coming up in the interim. So right after this meeting, you'll be seeing flyers that are targeted at some of the initiatives that we seek to roll out ASAP. So one of them is the Media Visibility Initiative, where we have the idea to boost the visibility of your business. If you're able to access markets, you also need to be out there so that people get to know who you are, what it is you do, and then how they can tap in or collaborate with you. So most of you might be familiar with Enyonam Manye, who popularly or is known by the brand name The Ghanaian Farmer. We'll be partnering with her to bring to you a media visibility initiative where we'll come to your company and then profile you in an interview. She has an extensive reach, both locally and internationally. And so these videos are going to gather a lot of views, and it's all to your benefit. If people know what you are doing, there's a high possibility that they'll be reaching out to you to do business with you. We're also going to pilot a commercial farm. Youth unemployment is a major issue here in Ghana, and we know agriculture or horticulture has the potential to positively affect that space. And so HBP, in collaboration with GNBCC and other partners, will be bringing your way a pilot program where we seek to have a business case to test the profitability or the viability of farming. We also have the aim of bringing together actors in the value chain. And so there's that collaboration. So at the end of the day, if this pilot is profitable, if we're able to demonstrate that with 1 acre plots, if you grow habaneros in this way, this is how much you can have as a return on investment in 1 year, then anybody that picks up that document can go to a financial institution and say, look, it's been done. These were the returns. If you're able to finance me, this is how much I can get to you and pay the loan. So it's one system that has that idea in mind. And then last but not least, the HBP market application. So if you look at the image on your bottom right, you'll find an interface where the idea is that we want to have a centralized market application for our members so if you're a producer, you're able to list your produce on there. There's an off-taker on there who's willing to purchase from you. So it's a platform that will be rolling out shortly. We'll be onboarding members. You're all welcome to join. We'll try as much as possible to make it a safe space to do business. This is a platform that was jointly brought out with IDH, which I mentioned are our partners, the Sustainable Trade Initiative. So it is important to note that as well. So HBP is open to members. You can join the movement. Registering with us is very simple. All you need to do is to have the interest or a business in the horticulture space. Either you're a producer, as I mentioned, aggregator, input supplier, whatever it is you are doing in the value chain, you are welcome on board at the HBP. That is simple. You need to scan this QR code. And once you scan it, it's going to take you to a form which has the interface as the one that is on the right side just by it. If that is too tedious for you, you can reach out to us on all of our channels. If it's an email, info@hbpghana.org, on Instagram, HBP Ghana, YouTube, Horticulture Business Platform. On the YouTube too, you can find very important videos that you can learn from, practical things that we have done in the past are all uploaded onto the YouTube. You can visit our website as well, www.hbpghana.org, or you can reach out via phone and then we'll be ready to assist you. It's a very simple process. And then we hope that as many of you that have joined this call today would hop onto the platform and then benefit from all the initiatives that I have run you through briefly. So at this point, I would like to take questions if there are any. I don't hesitate to ask for any clarification or whatsoever. We'll provide you all you need to know. So I'm going to enable the microphone so that if you have any questions, you can ask. You can use your microphone now.
Good morning, Benjamin.
Good morning, Priscilla.
Please, my question is, I didn't join on time, so I didn't have the privilege to go through all that you said. So I have interest in farming. I have a few I don't know whether I should say cash crops that I want to venture into it. So I think at a latter point you made mention of training for beginners and stuff like that. So in my situation as a beginner, I haven't ventured into any farm projects yet. Yes, the only one that I'm doing is pig farm. That one, it's someone that is doing it, and then I've collaborated with that person. So I don't even have any experience or hands-on. In such a situation, what offers you as in to assist me, have the technical, the know-how, what to do and all that? What are your services for such a person? Thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla. And so I'm glad you hinted on collaboration because at HBP, that's one of the main things that we try to push. So yes, we have training programs that are meant to equip you with the technical know-how as to how to go about farming, not just farming, but farming as a business. So you are welcome aboard on those training programs. I will be rolling out a few of them this year. And so if you want to have that practical toolkit, that is also
Benjamin, please.
Yes.
I don't know if it's my network or your network. At a point, there was a break, so I couldn't hear what you had to say.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I was explaining that, yes, you are right. we do run training programs on how to go about farming, and not just farming, but farming as a business, as a profitable venture. And so we have the expertise in the core team, the expertise in the network who run programs or training programs that are targeted at those who have already established their businesses in farming or in production, or those who also have the interest as to how to start it and make it profitable. So those training programs are available to our members, and so it's also open if you are willing and then you're interested. It's available to you as well. I was also mentioning that I'm glad you mentioned collaboration, because in recent times we've had people reach out to us who say that they have the land, but they do not necessarily have the interest in farming themselves. So we also have people in our network who have the expertise but do not have the land. So all of us, so that's also like a channel for collaboration where you can jointly explore how to do business together. That's one of the advantages of the platform. So Priscilla, we look forward to having you on board. I'll take the slide back to the membership QR code or our contact numbers again after this discussion session is over, so that you can join the platform and then we can communicate further, if that's okay with you.
Okay, so with a membership QR code, I'll get somebody who would give me the guidelines on how to be a member, what is expected of me, and all that's right.
Yes, yes. The membership QR code, once you scan it, it takes you to a registration form, and all we need
Okay.
is some background information about who you are and your interests or what you expect from the HBP.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
That is great. Thank you so much. Please, lastly,
Sure.
you mentioned with collaboration, you have those that have the farmland but are not interested in farming, those that have the expertise in farming but doesn't have farmland. So
Yeah.
what about someone who doesn't have expertise, who doesn't have a farmland but wants to go into farming?
Sorry, if I get you right, you are asking if somebody doesn't have a farm, doesn't have the expertise, but wants to go into farming.
Please come again.
Yeah, I was trying to understand your question.
So my question is, an individual who doesn't have the expertise in farming and also doesn't have a farmland but wants to go into farming.
So what I can say to this is that this individual could benefit from our training programs. Now, the reason why there's a scope so that we do not go out of the scope of the HBP. It is a business platform set up for SMEs, MSMEs, or large organizations, right? So ideally, you should have a horticulture enterprise before hopping onto the HBP platform. But we have realized over a few engagements that there are also others who just got out of school. There are others who have the interest in doing something in the horticulture space, but do not know how to begin. That is why some of our training programs are targeted at, conscientizing members to have the perception that farming indeed can be profitable if done the right way. So it is our training programs that you are going to benefit from if you do not have a farmland or you do not have the expertise. It is through our training programs that you can learn how to even begin with.
Okay, please. Thank you.
Priscilla. Are there any other concerns or questions from members?
Hello.
Hello, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. Now, you mentioned that there are paid and unpaid members. So I want to ask if you have different platforms for the paid and unpaid members? And how much do we pay in order to become a member
Okay,
for the
thank you,
paid
Daniel.
membership?
Thank you. Thank you. So as I mentioned, HBP currently operates with a single paid membership system, which is 1,000 Ghana cedis for the entire year. And the idea of this payment is that members are able to commit something to the platform towards its sustainability. So that's the post, assuming there's no funds to run the HBP, members themselves have that drive to sustain the platform through the membership fees. That is why we pay 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now, there are also others who want to test the waters, as I would rightly put it, to see if there is the value for money. That is why we have the subscriber option, where you can sign up to be a member of the HBP, but you are not a paid member. So what happens is that if there's a program coming up, you are informed of it. If there's a new insight, we share with you. But some of our programs are strictly to members. So for instance, the certification support, where we spend a lot of money to help you get a certification. If a member comes in or we open applications and a member registers to be a part of this program and a subscriber registers to be a part of this program, we're going to give priority access to our paid members over the subscribers because they have paid for the value. So the subscriber option is just so that you get to know of what the platform is doing, so you can see the value and then eventually commit to a paid membership. There are some times when you are invited to some of our training programs as well, but there is no guarantee that it may be the one that you are most interested in. So there are those dynamics as well. The whole idea is that members should be the driving force of the platform for its sustainability, right?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, Daniel.
Hello, Benjamin.
Hello, Chief
This is
John.
Mr. Vanderpoy here.
Okay, hello, Vanderpoy.
Good afternoon, and I want to congratulate you for your nice presentation.
Thank you very much.
It's been great joining HBP, and I just wanted to testify to everybody on this platform that I've been a member for the past 2 years now, and I've been able to enjoy a lot. When I say a lot, Benjamin is a witness. For instance, exhibitions, subsidized exhibitions, trainings, exposure to, let's say, markets. I mean, for these past 2 years, I've been able to enjoy all these benefits. So I will encourage everybody to join this platform for you to testify also in the coming days. Thank you. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you very, very much. Are there any other questions or concerns?
Benjamin, I think one maybe's up. Hand is up.
Mavis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Unmute. Okay, good morning.
Yeah. Yeah, good morning. My name is Courage.
Okay, Coach.
Yeah, I've also just joined the platform, and then upon all that I've heard, I think it's a very exciting platform, and I'm also somebody who loves agriculture, so much, and yeah, I would love to be a member and also get the benefit, the benefit. Or yeah, I've studied more about agriculture in Kenya, but I'm a Ghanaian. Yeah, I went to Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture, and also I went to some other. This is most importantly, to I know more about agribusiness and also value addition. Yeah, so I believe that this is the very best platform that I'm supposed to be in, because I also want to. There are products that I'm working on. So I believe that this is a very good platform that will be able to elevate me. That will make my dreams come true. Yeah, that will make my dreams come true. So let us all be together and cooperate, because we are here to stay. And then agriculture, without a farmer, there will not be any food. So we should know that agriculture is very important. So thank you so much, Benjamin, for the great explanation, and God bless you. And then we are going to work together.
Okay, thank you very much, Courage. Thank you very much. Yes, Mavis, if you can unmute and then ask a question. Okay, so I have brought back the membership QR code and then our contact details. So you can write it down. You can scan the QR code from your screen as well to access the HBP membership registration form. Our phone lines are also always active. You can reach out if you have any questions or concerns or how the HBP platform would help your business grow. All right.
Okay. So, Benjamin, this is Sheila. I also want to say thank you so much to HBP for being of good assistance to us so far. But my question here is about security. When we all join these platforms, and there are maybe the off-takers, we have issues with off-takers or people who are interested in your products and all that. And maybe they are not treating you well. What's the security that we have? Because we don't know them. Because we are all on this platform, that's why we are collaborating. So when there are issues with security, what do we do?
Okay, thank you, Sheila. So I believe you are referring to the HBP Marketplace application, which I hinted. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So the platform has taken all of these things into consideration, but then of course we cannot eliminate the ingenuity of humans. But the platform has taken all these security considerations into place. There is a very extensive verification process, even as to the onboarding. When you register to hop onto the platform, we scrutinize and then assess the kind of registrations that you have. We also would get your Ghana card and all of these verifications to ensure that you do have a registered business that should anything go wrong, we can hold you liable for. And so you are rest assured that to our maximum capacity, we are going to take these things very, very seriously. So once the onboarding process is ready, there will be a session just like this one where we'll run you through how the platform is designed, how it's going to operate, and then how it's going to be of benefit to you and your business. Thank you.
So thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Benjamin, I would want to
give a little addition.
Okay.
Wow, very, very welcome to join. You are very, very welcome to join because I have enjoyed HBP.
Thank you for the testaments.
So if you are coming on board, if you are coming on board, don't be afraid. I'm just asking the security question for the sake of everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Madam Sheila, I wanted to add
you are all
something to
welcome.
what Benjamin said concerning the
Super.
security measures. Yes, so
Yeah.
as part of the measures on the platform, individual vendors, one can rate or give a comment. And so even prior to people giving all the credentials that will make them accepted into the platform, if they are not doing the right things, you, the vendor that, or you, the individual that had encounter with them, you are able to express it and then rate them so that it will inform us and also future people who would want to engage with the person. But based on the security measures we are putting in, it will really reduce people who will be able to enter and misbehave. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. So if there are no further questions, as I indicated that we have activities in the pipeline, like the Media Visibility Initiative. After this call, I'll be putting the flyer on the page. You can read about it. And then if you have any questions as well, you can always reach out. And it's also open to members to take advantage of it because it's going to bring more business to you and more visibility to your enterprise. So thank you all for joining us today.
Benjamin, please, a quick one.
Yeah.
Please, I would encourage us all to kindly follow us on all our social media platforms because that will make it easier for us to bring visibility to our members and also to let people know more about HBP. So our socials would also be shared on the page so that we all do well and then follow us. Thank you.
Thank you.
So like I was saying, this presentation will be made available on our YouTube channel. And so those of you who are not able to join from the beginning, you search Horticulture Business Platform on YouTube, and then you can find this video. I would also want to use the opportunity to thank all our partners, the IDH, the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, and then JNBCC for their support in sustaining the HBP. So we look forward to working together with all of you, and then together we can take horticulture to the next level, as our slogan suggests. Thank you all. Have a lovely day, and then looking forward to having you all on board.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. Hello, Benjamin.
Hi.
Hello, Benji.
Yes.
Yeah. I wanted to find out. Assuming I paid for the 1,000 cities this year, and next year I wasn't able to pay the 1,000 cities. What happens?
So the membership is an annual membership scheme. And so ideally, if you make payment to be a member, you have to maximize the benefits or the programs that we run throughout that year. So once the financial year closes, another one opens, and there will be the need to recommit to another membership payments for the following year.
Can we also do it, or suggestion. Can we also have it in the way of, I've been in the organization for, let's say, 3 or 4 years. Then new ones, the new entrants come in. Are we going to pay the same money? Won't I have some discounts in payments?
Okay, that's something we can jointly explore. So thank you. I'll note that down, and then we'll deliberate with the core team, and then we'll see what to propose to you, if that works.
My issue also has to do with transportation. Well, some of us are having issues transporting the farm produce to maybe the roadside. Can we have a way of maybe talking to Kataka or these Chinese aboboyas that we can have some discount as to those of us who want, if you haven't 10 people, we can import from China, or we can sit down with the producers here and maybe they have some reduction for us with aboboya, or maybe get some tax from these countries that we can talk about it and even to the farmers. Can we have something like that?
Yes, there actually is one of, again, I'm going to mention that one of the benefits of the HBP is the extensive network base that we have. So we even have companies in the cold storage value chain, the cold storage space, who are on the platform as well, who run, different initiatives, different support programs that you can benefit from. So definitely that's a conversation to be had. We have one with AcoFresh. I don't know if you're familiar with AcoFresh, but it's a young entrepreneurial business that also is in the cold chain business. And it is a solar powered aboboya, as you would call it, that moves from farm to farm and transports produce to Accra. It's the embassy sponsored initiative, so the rates are fairly reasonable. So these are benefits that you can explore once you hop onto the HBP.
Okay, can you assure me, okay, if I paid for the membership this year, I'm going to have, let's say, 3 benefits, maybe getting mini tractor or dehydrator and maybe the aboboya talk this year. If I will not get at all, I'll get that maybe discount on those products.
So if I get you correctly, you are asking if we hand out tangibles. So for instance, you need aboboya and then we support you to get aboboya. Is that your question?
Correct.
No, that I can outrightly say no, because HPP's mandate is not necessarily to give out tangibles, right? We are more into capacity building. How do we build you up to be able to access those things through our network? But then again, even though HBP may not be providing you that, we have the backing of the embassy, we have programs, we have initiatives that are also running in different or diverse areas. That's through our network we can connect you to. So if there is a bank or a financial institution on the HBP that is offering loans at a reasonable rate that can help you purchase these things, HBP can connect you to them. If we've profiled you and we've seen that you are viable enough to be dealt with on a business term, then it is something that we can jointly explore.
Okay. Let me give it a try.
Okay. You can always contact me and then we'll take it further.
Yeah, we'll talk more. I have more questions, but because of time, let's make this here. We'll talk behind it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Greetings to Sheila. Bye.
Bye.